So I've got about 45 minutes, 44 minutes before I go off and do my daily door dashing. I was planning on moving my channel today. I was going to move over to my Active Mind Games Dev, um, my Active Mind Games Dev channel. However, it turns out I haven't attempted to stream on that channel yet because I was going to switch over today. It turns out there's a 24-hour wait period from the time you activate the desire to stream. I didn't realize that. So I have to wait till tomorrow. So it'll launch tomorrow. I will be putting on there pretty much all of my coding, all of my functionality related to this application will be on there. All my discussions related to this, which means I will be on this channel a fair bit less. This channel will be kind of relegated back to being my entertainment activities. Video gaming, board gaming, painting, whatever it is I happen to be doing that's more fun related. So, and I don't want to say fun related because truly I'm having fun doing this development. This is why I'm doing so much of it and why it's going to be I'm praying, Lord, that it will be my future as well. So it's going to be what I'm hoping to be my primary source of, I want to say income, but I don't know. It's going to take a lot of help. I launched the Indiegogo campaign. It's got a minimum of $500, which of course is not life-sustaining, but it's a start. First campaign. I have goals for this first month period. I will be launching multiple campaigns, probably monthly. It all depends on the success of each campaign. So obviously the more successful and the more successful each one is, the less I have to mess with that. Anyway, I had to reply to my wife. I told her her tail light was out, and my daughter locked herself out of the house today, and I was upstairs. My phone was downstairs. But luckily I have it attached to my Alexa devices, and she came on and goes, "Oh, Hallie Romero would like to talk to Ken Romero." And I'm like, "What?" My phone's downstairs. So I run downstairs and I can see her standing outside on the porch. And I'm like, what the heck? I open the door and I locked myself out. All right, so let's get some work done. All right, so the plan for this little tidbit is to try to work a little bit more on, dang gummit, to work a little bit, my screen is not working. To to work a little bit more on the video or on the play clock and the game clock synchronization, cleaning up the game clock again, because I did implement the game clock. You may have seen that in my previous processing or my previous stream, but it wasn't very good. And there's also a couple little tweaks. So what I like to do in the mornings is spend at least a little bit of time before I head off and before I get around to my afternoon session. You'll see here that I have my game clock showing up. It's just a black box right now. It does have time in it, but you can see it doesn't quite fit the clock. It's not the right width. You can see that it is kind of streaming along with it. You can see the clock is moving pretty fast. That's because the plays are more than I don't have the delays equal to actual seconds, so it's going down pretty fast. It's supposed to be about 5 seconds worth of time, so it's moving quickly. But you can see times get all out of whack. So let's go ahead and make some tweaks on that to try to see if I can get it, you know, a little bit closer to functional during this short stream of mine. Oh. And shouldn't, I wouldn't imagine it's going to take too much effort, but we'll see here. So we have going to go over to the play clock, which is somewhere, or the game clock. Game clock background. What am I using for the clock? I'm going to call this, actually, you know, I don't think I want any formatting variation on the game clock. I want it to look exactly like the class name. That's the box. I don't want the box to have any effect. I want it to look exactly like the rest. So let's see what happens if I just do this. Okay, so we're better. Still getting weird times. Obviously, I'm not getting the right seconds. So it's kind of weird. I don't know why I'm getting weird seconds. Because I do have secs being set to just the remainder. Oh, math floor, seconds divided by 60. Or it's minutes. Oh. Oh. Well, that's not right. So, okay, so what I have here is I have an initial time. Initial time has the total seconds, but it's supposed to be all right, so what is seconds? Seconds is what I pass into format time. That's time left. Time left is the total initial time, which is all seconds. Oh, it is divided by 60. Okay. So the problem is, how am I getting decimals? Because you divide it by 60, and I think the seconds are whatever's left, right? You divide it by 60. You divide all of this by 60, and whatever's remaining is what goes into seconds. But why? I mean, that should be right. Seconds. If seconds less than 10, we got sex. Huh. Why are we should not be getting decimals. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Let me see. My play clock's also got a problem. I have game clock and I have a play clock. Play clock has a similar issue. When it hits, when we hit down below time left is less than or equal to. So my divisions are fine. Everything's fine. Clear interval, return, time left. It's obviously something in my formatting of the time. And the divide seconds by 60. It's showing it's showing seconds, but then it seems to chop up the seconds even further. And I'm not sure why. Let's go look at the game results, see if where the time is being shown. And we definitely have an issue here. I wonder if isn't my display adding, is something else, some other formatting going on? So we have first through fourth time. Play clock is right here. Game clock is game clock is also getting a little out of whack, which is right here. And we're not really tech center leading. All this is first through fourth quarter. Oh, that's just the quarter display. But we are getting weird stuff. Okay, let's put a break on my game clock. Let's see what we just get here. Alright, so we have our seconds. So I'm somehow getting decimal seconds. That's part of the problem. I'm getting actual decimal seconds. So I shouldn't be getting decimal seconds. So I may have to do like a round on my seconds, which is the time left. So I have minutes divided by 60 plus the initial time, 40. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm getting decimal seconds. How am I getting decimal seconds? If initial times, somehow I think if it's like less than 0, like if it's a fraction of a second, then it comes in here and it gets divided by 60. So I think what I need to do is not pass in, it should be a rounded value. I should not ever get a fractional time coming in here, and I think that's the problem. Because then if we divide, we should only get portions. But if we come in here and bring in a decimal value, it's going to be like point something. I think that's when things get kind of weird. So, because I'm just looking at the number that is provided, and I'm dividing that. So if it's a decimal value, I'm dividing a decimal value by 60, and then things get all wonky. I'm not sure how it's getting in there that way, but it's happening. So let's go look at my game result here. And ultimately, what I want this to be is a whole number. There should not be fractional values. So where am I? So that's all my layout. This here, okay, here's my play clocks. Okay, so I need, so this is like the only time this should happen. Time and quarter is a seconds value, but I am using real time now to some extent. Because we got, oh, that's right. I do fractional seconds. That's not, I do fractional seconds to allow for time to tick off. At fractional amounts, but I don't want to display those. But if I'm using if I use a rounded value for display, like the play clock doesn't care. I'm not actually changing time and quarter. So I could round this value because the display isn't like saving anywhere. So I think it'd be okay to not have decimals. So what I want is let's call this let display time equal math.floor returns the greatest integer less than or equal to the numeric argument. Less than or equal? Oh, right, because it's not going to round up. I'm trying to decide, do I want to round up? I could do round, but I'm trying to, what would be better, to show the end second or the time left? I think we'll have to do floor. I think that's better. So it's going to be time in quarter. And then we'll take display time. Let's see if putting this here. You know, so I've been kind of been letting my clock for play clock get set earlier. But I don't know if I need to. I wonder if I should just set them at the same time. So like when I make the call here, this is game clock ref, but I also have a play clock ref, which is, I believe, somewhere up. There it is, play clock ref. Problem is with using play clock ref at this point is that means the play is already executed, so I'm losing some time. I wanted to kind of have it be set before this little delay could happen. This little delay can go on, but I wanted this to already be starting with the new time. But the game clock, I kind of didn't want. I think they should be set at the same time. I want them to be kind of being set together. But I'm just trying to visualize how that would work. Because this value, this time in quarter, is not actually set at that top spot. If I do this, time in quarter, when does that get initialized? It's initialized right here. So in theory, I would have to set this earlier. Oops. Dang it. That means this value needs to be set at that same point. And honestly, I can't do this yet because I have this lock on here that's blocking me from updating or trying to use this stuff prior to It's kind of like I am either in it or I'm out of it, and I'm trying to use this timer. Oh boy. it's like it's like what comes first, the chicken or the egg? We have the time update or we have the delay. So I want the time to update before the delay, because otherwise it would, I guess it's probably okay, because what it'll end up doing if I put it after is it'll catch the delay of the next one before the next play fires. And which might be okay. So we'll still have a time firing on the delay. It'll just not be the time from the last play. It'll be the time from the next play. So we want the full process time. It's probably going to look visually inobvious to the user at all. I mean, it could be, if I put it wrong, it's going to show up like there might be time ticking after the play is executed, which in fact, I mean, time's always ticking on it, right? So it's like, when does the time stop? The time stops. And here's a thought. I do have points where there is no time. The 40, like a pass. I think the play clock always ticks, even when the game clock stops. Oh, that's going to be weird. And I have plays where I do have game clock stoppage built in. Oh, geez, I didn't even think about that. I have to consider that the game clock won't always be ticking, because certain kinds of plays don't tick the game clock. Oh, God. No, let's focus here. I gotta. Yeah, the game clock is going to have to stop when there's certain events that stop the game clock. But I don't believe that stops. I don't have timeouts built in yet. That's for later. But I'm really stumped. My brain is really stumped on this one. I'm trying to decide how I want to implement this. It's not difficult. It's just I got to decide what I want to accomplish here. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to go with my original plan, or not my original plan, but the current plan is to move this stuff and do all this play clock management and game clock management.
You have mom's key.
Mom's key?
Yeah, well, she's gonna me gas today.
Oh, so you have, her car is still here?
Should be. I haven't checked.
Okay. So what do you think of that? We're getting, my wife's getting my son gas today, so she's taking his car. He's got a job. He's going to work, but we're getting him gas. I don't know. Maybe it's just because she's going to take it to Costco and get gas. I don't know. And then that's kind of off, and he doesn't have time, so he's asking her to do it. Maybe he is going to pay her back. But I doubt it. I doubt it. We are too generous. And I do say we because All right. So let's start the clock as soon as practical, which should probably be I would say as soon as the play executes, right? So that'd be like right about here. Start, oops. Play clock. Okay, but I do need to consider, this is game clock, play clock, ref, game start, reset, all right, blah, 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 init play clock time, display time, start play clock. Set game clock. But game clock needs to be set not to the time and quarter, it needs to not run while the game clock is ticking if, while the play clock is ticking, if clock stoppage. So how do I do that? I don't think is there any clue for me when there is no, I don't know that I'm returning the a flag or any kind of notification in the event of clock stoppage. I have clocks. Okay, so what's happening is on my plays, if I don't have, like if I have an incomplete pass, I just don't add in the extra time. Because right now, when I have, see, I play execution time, which the play still takes time. That's always going to be a thing. But then we have, what is it? Play somewhere in here. I think it's in here. Wait, do I have, or is it built in here? Time and quarter, current game state. Then we have display time, time and quarter, blah, 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 time and quarter, time and current game state. Okay, so yeah, it's not being set here. So the 30-second runoff is somewhere. I think it's in, I want to say it's up here. What is it? Oh, play execution time. Default play decision time is what I call it, 35 seconds. But I don't always run that. Control F, where am I using that at? Okay, so if not a score or turnover in 30 seconds, add 30 seconds to time for decision and between snap time. I'm going to have to provide a flag that if not a score or turnover at 30 seconds of time. And there's one up here that says if not a score or turnovers. What about incomplete passes? Incomplete. Oh, here we go. This is just a copy. If not incomplete, oh, but if it is incomplete, we're not adding this. We just don't do it. It's like if we have these conditions up here, and you can see I don't actually have. I'm actually going to have to do something like either I'm going to have to make this into an if statement that includes a flag set, which I have to pass back. I could do a simple test that if it's not more than my time. But how would it know? I would have to know that I would have to check the before and after. And honestly, I think I would rather just have that logic not be in the UI. I don't like the UI doing anything. I want the UI just do what it says. So I think I have to pass a new value to my play info. Because I don't really have. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to do something like clock stopped, and we'll just say true, which is going to mean I have to add this to everything, and I have to put the logic in to define it. Clock stopped, true. Then we have to go to the end where I put a lot of this stuff in. We will say clock stopped, and that will be clock stopped lowercase, because I'm going to create a clock stopped value up here. We will go, I guess, let miscellaneous let equals false for default, I guess. And then we will take this and we will put it down here with my play results. Okay, so I'm gonna just have to do something like this. I think I was gonna, this inline bit's not gonna work anymore. If it's so, if false ticks, so we have to do an else is what I'm gonna have to do. And we will just add this down here. And we have to do another else here. Oops, don't need all of it. All right, so we'll say incomplete pass stops clock. Okay, so that's we got certain situations where we have the clock stop on this side of things. Then I have it defined up here, which means I got to take it from over here. Clock stopped. I think I want to default to false. Normally we don't stop the clock. That's the thought. So we'll just do that. And it really doesn't matter because we're pretty much setting it every time. It's going to get set one way or the other. Because it comes in false. The only time I don't set it is when it's not going to stop the clock, which is the time runs. So we got to go back up here. And then I have to add yards to first down. Okay, so we have that in there now. And we take this. What time is it? I got 9 minutes left. Time is a ticking, ticking, ticking into the future. So, game clock. Really, All right, so how would I make the clock stop? I don't want it to keep counting down. I want it to stop. What would I do to stop the clock? To not show its time ticking. You know, I don't think I have a trigger for that. Because if I start the clock and don't do anything, it'll just keep ticking. If I oddly enough, you know, I'm thinking, no, okay, that wouldn't work. We set the clock, because we always have to set the clock to the new time, and it'll just keep ticking. You won't necessarily notice it, because it's going to jump a few seconds between plays, and then it'll keep counting down. But I need to stop the clock. Dang. All right, let's go to all right. If I'm just putting this in here because it's not, because this is not the answer. I mean, this is just a temporary hold on the overall goal of what I need to do here. So I need to take the play clock, I think the game clock, I mean. Did I not actually set the game clock? I mean, where's my game clock at? did I not copy and paste it when I moved it? Game clock ref. Honestly, this stuff is all like, I could probably move all this up because I want to kind of set the time the moment the play is complete, which would be up here. So this should probably get set right away. I mean, you know, the sooner the better, right? And then this goes in here. Okay. All right, so the only other thing is to take my game clock and go ask my buddy. Go ask my buddy. Where is my buddy? Hey, buddy. All right, so let's do a new chat. Today's chat will be, what is the best way to implement a clock stop state where it does not tick down in this code. Alrighty. Use effect pause. Use imperative handle. All right, so we got, oh, okay, so these are the functions. So we got pause clock, resume clock. Set time initial, yeah, but see, let's see, does it show you how to implement that? Because I don't want it to be a button. I don't want to have to, they always say, do this with a button. I don't want to do a button. Usage, you can now control the clock externally using the ref. Okay, so, oh, because it's a, that's right, it's a value within the play. Okay, so let's just, yeah, all right, that looks easy enough. We'll just, it's a part of the ref itself. I forgot how these are being called. So when I do this, I must be setting post playtime because it's already called that. And I didn't know, I guess I didn't notice I was doing that. Oh yeah, there's post playtime. Duh, man, duh. All right, so we're gonna go over back to my game clock. And let's shrink this down to a normal size. We'll just take these little puppies in here. I don't think I need to worry much about anything there. There must be some kind of a test, yeah. So we'll go to game clock. I'm gonna have to stop because I have to go do my scheduled door dashing. Which reminds me, go check out the Indiegogo that I'm running to try to get this app done. Or pass it on. Let other people know. Say, hey man, this guy's doing this really cool football app. It's a long way from being done, but it's making progress. Go check it out, and maybe see if you're interested in helping him make that progress by backing his Indiegogo. Just pass the word along. You never know who might be going. Sure, man. I'll throw in a buck or two. That couldn't hurt. Because that means I can focus more on this if I'm not doing door dashing. I don't do it as much as I should, to be honest. I should be doing it for a lot more than I do. But I can't make progress on this if I'm working full-time at that. And then I'd be stuck doing that because I wouldn't be doing this and nobody would want to help me just, not do this. And that's not nearly as fun. So we're going to go back to my game clock. I'm going to drop these guys in here. And then it's time left and paused. And we must have a state test, time or paused. And then we do have to put in our use state, which is this guy. So, all right, so we have, there's no code for the pausing after the initial or paused, so we're good there. We have our true and our false there. We don't have any implementation of paused in any view, as far as I can tell. Nope. So yeah, all right. So now we just need to go, let's save that. And we'll stop the code because this is going to require some recompiling anyway. And then we'll go over to the game result, which game result, which would be where? Did I lose my game result? there it is. Yep. So we have this, we have clock stopped, and then we just need to say otherwise. We'll just do else. We will say game clock ref dot current dot pop. Wait, it is paused, right? Dot pause. Nope. Wait. Okay, I thought it was paused. Or do, oh, I don't have to call it in, do I? Okay, I do not. It's just not, apparently it's just not referenced. Oh, because it's not called that, but it's, I mean, do I need to pause clock? Can't I just say pause? But sure, we'll call pause clock because that's what I called it. Because that's what it was called when it was created by the AI. But else we need to say not. So we have to go the other way to resume clock. Hey Buffer, how you doing? MBR? You caught me at the end. Unfortunately, this is going to be a really I'm doing a really short stream because I have to go do my door dashing. I scheduled it for 11. In fact, it's only my area that I do is like right near me. So a lot of times I'll start the dash before I leave. And I was trying to get this done before I left because it seemed like an easy enough thing. But yeah, I'm going to be back on this afternoon working on more back-end stuff. But I've been trying to do like a morning session, at least a little bit, where I do a little bit of UI stuff. You know, just kind of slowly progress the visual part of it while I also, you know, spend, because a good chunk of my time over the next several weeks is going to be going to the back end of this application. So I need to get, but I also want the eye candy, you know, people to slowly see that the visuals are getting better too. It's not only for my edification, but it's also for streamers. You know, for people who are watching my stream, or even for people who back my Indiegogo, which I started today. For people who back it, I want them to be able to come to my stream and kind of see things progressing, have the visual aspect of it progressing. I'll still be doing updates that actually show what I'm getting done that's happening in the back end. Not everything I develop or work on this app is getting done while I'm streaming. Sometimes I'm just like, I just want to focus for a little bit, and then other times I'm streaming. So it's kind of half and half. But so sometimes I'll come online and there's stuff there that wasn't there the last time I streamed. But dang it. All right. Well, I got to put one more thing in before I can test this, and that's I have to add the special teams update that also adds this in, or not special teams, special teams plays, and that's adding this clock flag, or stopped clock state flag, to the special teams play as well. Because we have times when this, actually in special teams, I have a feeling it's almost always stopped. What scenarios does the clock not stop on special teams play? Actually, I don't know that there's ever a time when you don't. I think by default, I'm going to say true here. I'm not even sure that there's ever a time when you don't stop the clock. Play execution time. All right, let's see. Do I ever add time to this? Because I probably already thought it through on that. Nope. I just basically always use the same. In fact, I only do. I'm only doing one play execution time. They're all 3 seconds for all of these anyway. I do one play execution time. I set it here. Not even sure why I'm bothering to put it down here in a play call. Oh, because some things don't use any time. So I do have play execution 3. Oh, there it is. Okay. And then that's 3 or 7. So some plays take longer, but there's no clock ticking. So I don't really need to do anything. I think that's just going to default to true. And then, yeah, that's it. I don't even think I need this. It's not bad. I thought, other than adding it on at the end, should be good to go. All right, so I'm guessing this isn't going to be fully functional, but I am 10 minutes past my DoorDash start time, and I've got to go do it. I'm gonna start my thing, and hopefully they won't tag me. But it's not like, I guess it doesn't matter when I start. I just got to. It's my motivation to get out. But I'm gonna run this. So yeah, this is a pretty short stream, but I needed to have something. Build failed because of Webpack errors. What happened? I have a code syntactical problem here. What is it? Oh, 229. Oops, nope, that's on offensive play. I added a bonus comma. We all like commas, but probably not that much. Oh, just a reminder, Buffer, if you haven't already, I was supposed to switch today, but I guess I had a 24-hour delay before I can actually change over, because to start a new channel, you need to have a 24-hour, I don't know, activation period. I don't know, whatever it is, when you want to start a new stream on a different channel. So my other channel is at Active Mind Games Dev. It's on my stream. Underneath on my description, it should be there, I believe. I'm looking. Yep, it's on there. Active Mind Games Dev. So if you want to follow my programming stream, it's all going to that channel starting tomorrow about this time, about an hour ago, because I had 24 hours, it was like 10 o'clock. So at that time tomorrow, which means I'll be about like another 1 hour stream, because I have a scheduled DoorDash at 11 tomorrow too. But that's where I'm going to be doing all this stuff. So if you want to follow that, I will continue to use this channel, but it'll be used for like all of my non-development efforts. It's kind of like my non-creative efforts, because I'll be doing development of whatever I'm working on, or whatever creative tasks I'm doing will be on that channel. Usually it's this app, and it will probably be a grand majority of it, but I'll do occasional other things, like if I'm working on my board games or whatever, that'll be on there too. But this one here will be all of my gaming, basically, or my painting, or whatever I'm doing that's, entertainment stuff. So just kind of FYI, and I want to make sure I at least restate it each time I'm on, that if you're interested in these streams, please go check out that channel. That's where I will be. I think you can follow it now. It's there, but it's not, I haven't streamed anything onto that channel yet. That's also where I'm sending all of anybody who might back me on Indiegogo. So I think we're done. Let's go ahead and run this. Come on, don't be too broken. Whoa, That doesn't look right. I'm not even sure what causes that, because that's like has nothing to do what I did. Just sometimes it compiles correctly and sometimes it does not. I wonder if it's just an issue of restarting it. See, look at it. This is weird. Like now the home page is all wonked out. Yeah, I think it just doesn't compile right sometimes. It blows up on the compile. You know what it might be? I still have this open. It doesn't usually like it when I have that open while during a build. Okay, let's get my shoes on at least. Gotta go make my $10 an hour. Actually, the last couple times I think it's been a little bit better, but it's still pretty terrible. Okay, so we ran. Let's see what happens here.